Look at that. Was never even talking with the audio. Anyway, um, was good, was good, was good. Um, welcome, welcome. We got a footy one. Yeah, no, no, it's a footy one, isn't it? We got a footy one for you. It's a footy special. We're gonna be looking at Man City and where Man City has come from. Because like, out of nowhere, Man City is yeah. I remember not too long ago they were chilling like ninth or something. Now they're like running away with it. So we're just gonna look at like what's happened and what's brought about that change in form. I'm gonna have a couple of guests joining us, and it's gonna be all bliss. Um, if you like if this is your first time, I do hope you like what it is you're watching, and if you do like it, drop us a subscribe, man, so you can see more of what we got going on. Check us out on our socials, Insta IAMSTAN underscore podcast. Um, and if you're returning, if you come here quite often, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate that big time. Again, if you haven't subscribed yet, drop us a subscribe. If you like the stuff you're seeing, give us a like. If you don't like it, feel free to dislike it as well. Let us know how you're feeling. And if you got anything you'd like for us to chat about, or you want to be part of this, drop us a message. Email us, drop us a comment, DM us on our Insta. But anyway, let's go. Let's go.
They saying,
Well,
lads, you're
yeah, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. What about you two? What are you guys saying?
nothing much, bro. Just saw Chelsea scored today. I was quite disappointed. Yeah, it was a hurt. That was painful, that one today.
Why was it painful?
Get taken off as well.
Who got taken off?
Hudson-Odoi came on as a sub at half
Oh,
time.
all right.
And I thought, don't know if I like that. Don't know if I like that. But yeah, it is what it is. It's happened now. We can't take it back. So yeah.
What's your hope? What's your hope for Chelsea like this season?
I think just hopefully to cement top four, really, bro, and maybe get FA Cup if possible. But if not, top four, bro. I thought today he tried to do the power play. He could have taken off Reece James and moved Hudson-Odoi to right wing back like he's been playing, but I don't know why he did that, to be honest. Because as well, it was 1-1. It wasn't like we were playing against United. If we were playing like next week, we're playing against United. If he'd taken off Hudson-Odoi because he wasn't playing well, that's fine. But because it was against Southampton, 1-1, we want to go for the win. It wasn't really the right time to do that sort of thing. But hey ho, he's the manager, isn't he? So yeah.
Jordan, what are you saying, man?
Yeah, man, I'm all good. I'm all good. So I'm just trying to sort out how to get the to get the your voices and that come up. My AirPods rather than freaking laptop. So I've just sorted that out now. Yeah, man. I'm all good. Yeah. How are you guys keeping?
Yeah, good. Did you watch the game as well? Did you watch the Chelsea game?
No, I didn't see it. I seen on Sky Sports. So I seen Mason Mount scored a penalty, didn't he, for Chelsea. I didn't see the game. I can't comment on who was a better team and who deserved the win. I can't say so.
No, I seen the highlight. I seen the highlight. It seemed pretty even. I mean, Chelsea were a bit wasteful. Not gonna lie, they had a couple of opportunities to like put the game away, but still, not bad for a away result though. For an away result, not bad. But
yeah, Southampton have been pretty good this season as well, haven't they? Like they've been playing some pretty tidy football. I think when I've watched them play anyway, they've seemed pretty good.
But I feel like Toko, you feel like you should have gotten the win, yeah.
I feel like if Hudson-Odoi stayed on the pitch, I think we could have been a bit more positive and maybe put pressure to get that last goal, but it might have ended as a draw. I don't know. But I just think we just dominated. We dominated them really, and they had one chance in the game really. Apart from a header, they had like one chance in the second half, a header which hit the bar, and that was it really. But we literally controlled the game. So yeah.
Yeah, you look at like Chelsea's forward players, and they do have some ballers, really, ain't they? Like Hudson-Odoi, Werner, Ziyech.
Yeah,
Pulisic. You know, they got some proper talent up there. It's just
they
trying to
do,
fit
man.
them all in, I suppose.
Yeah, for some reason I don't know why they can't score. I don't understand why.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we have so many
That's
chances, great chances, and you just don't get the
yeah.
goals. Quite hard to
It's nuts, isn't
understand.
it?
Yeah, man. What team do you support, bro?
I'm a Man United fan, as Abdul knows.
Oh,
So
oh,
yeah, I'm guessing we got
oh,
a bit of United, bit of Chelsea, bit of Arsenal, where we?
oh,
oh.
next week. What do you think? You think you beat us?
Mate, do you know what the thing is with United is like I watch them play and I look at them and I think, yeah, we look good. And then all of a sudden, no other game and they'll just fucking play so bad. And it's like you're back to square one again then. Like I get that impression with them. Like, you know, they played Real Sociedad in the week. And I was expecting a much tougher game than what they
I did as well.
than what
I did
had.
as
Yeah,
well.
I was expecting, if anything, them to possibly beat us. Maybe we'll get an away goal or something, or even a draw. But to win 4-0 at their ground, like, yeah, I didn't expect that at all. But that's the thing with United, you know. And then the weekend, you know, obviously the previous weekend they drew against West Brom, didn't they? So do you know what I mean? Like it's just it doesn't
What do you
surprise
think
me
is
then.
missing? What do you think is missing?
Um, I think I said on a previous one of these as well. You know, I do think we need a right winger because we don't really have
Mm,
any natural one out there. I mean, I don't know about Mason Greenwood. Like, I'm not convincing him. I know
Wait,
Gary
what?
Neville's a big fan of him.
What?
Yeah,
Wait,
mate.
you not sure about Mason?
I'm not sold on him. I'm not sold on him, mate. I'm not sold on him. You know,
he's
look,
not
for his
brilliant
age
right
and that,
winger.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, for his age, yeah, he's still young, isn't he? He's still young, and that's the way you got to look at him. But to me, it's like, what does he offer really apart from, you know, he can finish, he can score a goal, but what does he offer apart from that? That's why he can't really beat a player. You know, he hasn't really got a lot of pace. That's the way I see Mason Greenwood anyway. I don't feel he's anything special. I go back to, like, I remember Gary Neville bigging up Januzaj a few years ago, and he was talking about how Januzaj was going to be the best fit. And I'm almost seeing those comparisons now with Greenwood. And I'm thinking, why not? I've not seen anything in Greenwood yet to show that he's, you know, that he's anything special. And think about it this, you know, is he to your knowledge now, if Greenwood was like all this, is he somebody that you'd be considering to put on the plane for England at the Euros?
No, not Euros.
Right,
Nah.
right. Right. So if he was that special, like you talk about Foden, I think they're similar age, they Foden and Greenwood. But Foden, you're thinking about you're having him on the plane, aren't you? You're definitely starting in. But it's
Yeah,
Greenwood in
but
that
Different,
same category.
bit of a different player though. At the same time.
They're a different player. They're a different player. I get that. But I mean, I'm just talking about where
Mm.
they are. And I feel like, especially when I hear, like, I suppose Neville on commentary sometimes talk about Greenwood, like really bigging them up. And I'm thinking, like, he's not proved himself yet. That's the way I see Greenwood anyway.
yeah, but
Okay, that.
that's the same as Foden though. Foden's been playing for time as well. So you got to consider when Foden first came to the scene, Foden wasn't doing that much. Because he's an English player, the English media does what the English media does best. They're
Yeah,
hype
right.
every
Yeah. I
every
agree.
single English talent. So I feel like Greenwood is at that point now, and it's either he's gonna either make it or break it. Like if the media doesn't like put too much pressure on him, if no one's expecting too much from him, he might do all right. But if it's one of them cases where, like, look at how many English players have got like hype at an early age, at a young age, and they've just sort of fizzled out. So if he gets the time
Yeah.
and if he doesn't get that much pressure, I feel like Greenwood's definitely gonna come out for Man U, man. Like you
Mm.
haven't, well, what have you got like young players talent that's coming through? You haven't got much.
Well, we got Marcus Rashford's come through. Like, you know, I love him. I reckon he's brilliant.
Marcus Rashford ain't young no more. Marcus Rashford is he's got experience. He's got them hours in already. So you don't look at Marcus
Yeah, but he's
Rashford as
still
up
early
and
20s.
coming. Yeah, nah, he's cemented his place already.
What
Nah,
do you mean
nah,
he ain't young anymore? What do you think he's gonna retire
nah,
like in the next couple of years?
nah. What's it? Rashford is like what, 23?
Yeah, 23.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come
something
on.
like, yeah,
In
23.
this in
Still,
this day
yeah, but
in this day and age, 23 is like, all the players coming up now, like what, 17, 18. You look at Chelsea squad, all them Mount and Badoy and them lot. They're proper young. Same with Arsenal squad. Most of our players are like under 21s. Like so, like for a player in this day and age, I feel like if you're like 23 plus, you're not young no more, man. Like
yeah, I didn't mean he's young. I mean he's still got a long career ahead of him. That's what I
no,
was kind of getting at
definitely,
with
no,
Rashford.
definitely. But who's
But
coming up? Who's coming up for Man U? That's the thing.
I suppose you got McTominay. What's he now? 20? 21,
Around the same
his
age, younger, a little bit younger, I don't know.
Yeah, you got
Yeah, but
McTominay there.
McTominay is basic though. He's like he's a bit like what's his name at Liverpool? Midfield Milner. He's a bit like Milner. He's
You
just
think McTominay's like
Yeah, but
Milner?
the thing is, like, I think you've got to look at this up as well. Like United, when you talk about players coming up, who's coming up, like you said about players being young, coming up through we don't really have any Asian players really to say we need young players coming through at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, we don't really have anyone who's Asian looking to fizzle out. And you know, we just signed Diallo. I don't know how good he's going to be. Like, yeah, I don't really know much of him, to be fair. I've just seen an interview, I think, that Luke Shaw did on I think it was Sky Sports or something this morning or the day before or something, talking about how he kind of reminds him a bit of Mahrez. So I don't know. We'll wait and see how Diallo is. I mean, obviously they signed him. He come on against Real Sociedad in the Europa League the other night. But yeah, I suppose you just got to wait and see. I mean, I'm not saying Greenwood ain't going to make it. I'm just saying I don't think he's at the level of what people are kind of making him out to be at the moment.
As well, to be fair though,
I
think with Greenwood as well, he is a striker, isn't it? He's not actually a right winger. He's
Yeah,
kind of
right,
put there to get the experience.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Yes.
in the end, you know he's going to be the number 9. But so I think in a way, he's done enough to show that he can finish, and he's both footed as well, which isn't a natural talent. Not many people can shoot with both sides. And I've seen games where I'm like, oh, he does look unplayable. And like, we have to remember, he is like 19, so he's gonna have times where he goes in and out of form, you know. And it's the same as what was happening with Rashford when Rashford was growing under Mourinho. He would hit, like, there'll be like 10 games he might be in form, and then you got 10 games off form. It's just how it goes with young players. But I think there's a player in there. But obviously Foden, talking about Foden is just, I think with the way Pep has handled Foden, he's brought him in slowly. And now I think you're starting to get now the best of Foden. But and as well, if you notice, Foden's playing a bit higher, like what Greenwood is playing, like in the wing.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
To allow him to have that free position to like almost make mistakes, but also be brave in their youthfulness. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I think it will come. I think Greenwood will be something good, man. I think he's definitely going to be a player. But yeah, Foden is unbelievable, to be fair, as well. So yeah. Well.
I think it's like as well, like how we all see players in it. Like we all judge them differently as well. I mean, I look at, I suppose when I look at Foden, I don't just see, like for Greenwood, I just see him as, he's got 2 good feet, like you said, he can finish. But apart from that, I don't really see a lot else to his play style. When I look at Foden, like I see, the numerous of things that Foden can do and that he has done. I think he's more deserving of the hype. I mean, didn't he play in the under-17s World Cup final for England? And he scored like a hat trick or something, didn't he? Or scored a winning goal? Or
what, Foden?
I think Foden did, yeah. I think under-17 when England won the World Cup. In the under. So what I'm trying to say is he's more deserving, I suppose, of the hype. And just when I watch him play, to this, I suppose, to the style of players I like I see proper talent there, But I'm no way, by the way, am I writing Greenwood off. I'm not giving him a hard time at all. No way. And I see a lot of comparisons as well with Van Persie and Greenwood. Like,
yeah.
I don't know about you guys, just the way, do you see that, Abdul?
Yeah, I see the Van Persie.
You see that RVP in Greenwood?
Yeah. Nah,
in what way? In what way?
Just the way
look at the technique.
The technique, exactly. Yes.
What, finishing wise?
Yeah, finishing.
Just the way he kicked. The way that. Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I see that. I suppose, you just don't want him to, like Adam said earlier, the English media to get on, to really build him up, and then for him just to not become what he can be, So, but going back to your question earlier there as well about what else I think. I'm not a fan of the United centre backs, mate. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a fan of Harry Maguire and Lindelof. I think I actually like Bailly. The thing that frustrates me about Bailly, and the thing that really annoys me, is he's just injured too much. He'll come back, he'll look really good for 5 or 6 games, and all of a sudden he goes off injured again then for 3 or 4 months. And I just don't think you can have a centre back that does that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
but Maguire, he's I'm not a big fan of Maguire. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's 80 million. Might as well put on a bin. Like, I just don't fucking yeah.
How much did you buy Rio? You bought Rio for like 30 million in 2003, and you think you're buying Maguire for 80 million? Wow.
Yeah,
no.
it's nuts.
God.
I genuinely think they've done that because he's English. You know, think about this: if Maguire wasn't English and he was playing for another team, would you not have spent 80 million on him? I can't see that.
100% not. 100%.
He's too slow.
Not.
He's too slow for me. And again, it's like you watch Van Dijk, for instance, okay, and everything he does just looks effortless. Like he's just a fucking cool defender, you know. Whereas when you look at Maguire, and he's just a sort of person that, like, I don't know, he's just doesn't pay off for him. I suppose like you watch him sometimes and he's like chipping it. Yeah, right. He's like chipping over his own feet kind of thing. It's just I just don't but
I'm glad you come on the call today, man. I see you got a lot of Man United stress to get out, bro. I see you, man. I see you got a lot.
But look, we're second in the league, though. We're second in the league still, you know. So it's not all bad. It's not all bad, but.
But for how long, though? For how long? Because you guys have been dropping a lot of points recently.
The thing is, it's like, I mean, the thing is, we're dropping a lot of points, but then so is everyone else, you know. I think it's kind of like one of them. I mean, Liverpool ain't really doing anything massive at the moment, are they? Like they're kind of struggling.
Nah, Liverpool ain't a threat no more. Liverpool ain't a threat. I want to say Leicester, but even Leicester sort of dropped form as well, which is what you said, Toko. If you remember that last time Leicester, we spoke, you said towards the end of the season, Leicester have a habit of just sort of dropping in form, and I think like, they're really struggling right now.
It's a squad, bro. I think it's their squad size as well. It doesn't help. Like they get a lot of injuries, and then as soon as they get a lot of injuries, their best players are gone from their position, so then they'll struggle, which is the problem. But they're a good side though, Leicester. They're so entertaining to watch. Oh, the game against Liverpool, although they had such a bad first half, the way they came out second half was so sick. They were fast, and Liverpool just couldn't handle it. And it was amazing to see, actually. But yeah, Leicester's always a worry. I think at the back end of the season, they drop off a little bit. But we'll see.
I've got to say, with Leicester, they got some fucking good fullbacks, haven't they? Ricardo Pereira. I mean, I know he's been injured for a lot of the season, but I really rate him. Justin's been like a revelation this season. They got that Castan that he signed off at Atalanta last year. I think he's pretty good. Dude, they're pretty solid, like in that fullback area. But obviously, going forward, you got Madison, Barnes, Vardy.
Justin's just got injured.
Yeah, he's just got injured, right? Yeah. And that's the thing they've struggled with all season, is injuries.
And I think that's what hurts them. That's what hurts them, because I think Justin's injured. Now Castanga's also injured. They've only got Pereira. I don't know what they're going to do, unless Albrighton's going to have to do a job. But it's just when you start losing your best players and them back areas, you can go.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So let's get to the question of the thing. Man City's, what we're thinking about Man City.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So are Man City a better team without Kevin De Bruyne then, guys? What were you thinking? I mean, Kevin De Bruyne is a fucking hell of a player as well, and he's probably their best player, really. And I think one of the reasons why I brought this question up as well is because if you remember, not last season, but the season before, I mean, De Bruyne was injured for a lot of that season. They won the title. Last season, he was fit, playing again. I mean, don't get me wrong, Liverpool was sensational last year. And obviously, they didn't win the title. They didn't win the Champions League. But yeah, I thought that it's a good question to bring up, especially on the back of his most recent injury and the fact that he got injured and now they've pretty much won. Well, they have won every single game, haven't they, since he got injured? It's a little thing to think about.
But the other thing the answer I'd give you to that is he was there. He was part of the team which started this resurgence of Man City. He was there when they came to Chelsea and they beat us. Was it 2-0 or something? And he was playing the false nine position. So I don't know, bro. I feel like this City team's actually became better defensively, which has allowed them to become even better going forward, because the players aren't worried about going backwards anymore because they know they're solid at the back. And it happens with a lot of teams. Like if you look at Chelsea at the moment, since Tuchel's come in and the defensive problems have been solved, Chelsea have actually been managing to win games, which under Lampard we could have easily dropped points or lost games. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I don't know. I think it'll be quite. It is because 2 years ago they did win the title basically without De Bruyne, and they just had David Silva and Ronaldo in the centre mid position. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say this, but I think if he's in the team, he adds. I don't think they go worse. I think he actually adds that fuel, bro. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, man? What do you think?
What are you saying, Abdul?
I can't say much, man. Since Man City started climbing up, I just been bothered Man City, because once they get that momentum, that's it. You're not stopping them, and they've got going forward. They've got so much power, so much talent going forward that everyone's contributing. So even without De Bruyne, you've got out of nowhere Gundogan is hot. Like when the Gundogan becomes so hot, Gundogan is like he's popping goals almost every game. And you've got Foden, who's just in a madness. Like they've got options. They've got talent. They've got so much. I want to say determination. But actually, because like you look at Man U and Man City, the difference between those two, like both of them have got ballers. Both of them are capable of winning a trophy. But what Man City has got, Man U hasn't got that wants that championship mentality. And I think that's what Man City what Man City has got. So with De Bruyne or without De Bruyne, I feel like they're still gonna, well, they've proven it anyway. They're still gonna be. So
you're kind of almost saying De Bruyne is just another player really for Man City because of the team they got.
Well, he is, isn't it? He is, isn't it? Like who's popping in assists now? Foden, Gundogan. Before De Bruyne got injured, there was on what?
Yeah.
I don't know who's currently like giving them the assist right now, but they're not struggling. So look at Tottenham. Look at Tottenham. As soon as Kane gets injured, that's it. Tottenham is dead. Tottenham is dead. So there you can say, oh, you know what? Kane is essential to Tottenham, but De Bruyne's got injured and Man City's carrying on like it was never there. So.
I think sometimes you can kind of get that, can't you, with players? Like even no matter how good they are, sometimes they just don't fit into maybe a style, a team or whatever. I'm not saying that's the case with De Bruyne, by the way, because I don't think that at all. But I mean, like you look at, I suppose, Yaya Toure at Barcelona, when he was probably one of their best players, and then Pep come in and he kind of almost, just made it kind of just, a transition for him where Yaya Toure went. And it was like, wow, like, Yaya was probably one of their better players. But I mean, with De Bruyne, like, I just feel, he's, I don't know, like, I'm not going to say he's always too good, like, for the team, but I think, like, they become reliant on him a lot more, don't they, when De Bruyne plays? Like, you look at some of the mad balls he puts into the area. I don't know whether it's, like, he becomes on the ball too much. I think maybe with De Bruyne out of the team, you're seeing glimpses of Bernardo, glimpses of Gundogan, glimpses of Foden. Everything's a lot more even, spread out. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Whereas when De Bruyne plays, it's almost like De Bruyne runs the show, and I don't know.
Do you think maybe that's De Bruyne's personality which comes out of the team?
Maybe. Yeah.
Because maybe he wants that responsibility. Maybe he likes that responsibility that he's.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I do also have the stats here as well, just so you know. So with De Bruyne, guys, so with De Bruyne, they have a 70% win ratio. Without him, they have a 64%. So they are obviously better with him.
Okay.
They are better with De Bruyne.
It's not a big drop off though, is it?
No, it's not. It's not a big drop off.
Some drop offs is like you'd be like 80% win ratio with them, and then 45% without it.
Yeah.
Sometimes some players it actually is like that. Like I think for Liverpool, I want to see how the Van Dijk one would be like for Liverpool.
Right. Yeah. I haven't done that. I haven't seen that, but that's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Now you listen to essential. So Van Dijk is essential for Liverpool because since he left, Liverpool is just taking L's after L's. You look at Arsenal and Aubameyang. Since Aubameyang stopped scoring, Arsenal's been struggling to win games.
They were struggling with Aubameyang, weren't they?
Nah, we're doing all right. At least we still score goals, man. We can still score goals.
You're doing it right. You're top half of the league, I'll give you that.
We can't even bang in goals no more, man, bro. Like every team's got that essential player. Like Man U, you take out Fernandes from Man U, Man U's just gonna drop. So I don't think De Bruyne is definitely not special. He's class, he's world class, but he's not the catalyst to Man City's rising.
I think that's credit to the team Pep has built at that team.
Yes, I was about to say that.
Two world class players in each position. Even if De Bruyne is not there, he's not actually that much of a miss, like the stats are saying. So as good as he is, for Man City, it's like it doesn't matter. Whereas if you put De Bruyne at maybe a Chelsea or a Man United or a Spurs, you'd feel that difference because they don't have the same quality type of player to replace them in them teams. Yeah, that City team is actually a bit crazy, to be honest, if you think about it and deep it.
I'd like to see the stats as well for Thiago. I mean, I come onto this thing at the start of the season, and I said that Thiago would probably be a title-winning signing for Liverpool. And I think I was seeing the other day his stats or something is only like he's got a 30% win ratio or something like that when he's playing Liverpool. Like, do you think that's just like his style doesn't fit in with Liverpool's, or?
I think what hasn't helped Liverpool is that because they've missed, like, actually going back to Ish's first question about the Van Dijk, I think the reason why Liverpool started struggling when Henderson went to centre-back and Gomez got injured was because when you have someone like a Van Dijk at the back, Liverpool are like very attacking. So the full-backs are also high with the wingers, so they're actually in trouble on the counter-attack. And what teams do is try to play that diagonal long ball over. But because Van Dijk is 6'6" and he's quick, he covers that. He will just head that ball back. Or Gomez is quick enough to cover it. So because players like Henderson are having to move back to centre back, Thiago's actually not playing in a midfield, in a like a strong Liverpool midfield, which I think isn't actually allowing to get the best out of Thiago, if you get what I'm trying to say. So I feel like problems Liverpool are having are like kind of cementing on top and making actually little issues worse for players like Thiago. Because I reckon if Liverpool had a full-strength squad, I think we'd be able to see Thiago playing well because he'd have Henderson and Fabinho covering him, or if it's Henderson and Ronaldo, do you know what I mean? They'd be able to have options, whereas I think at the moment it's like everyone's looking at Thiago as like, you're the world-class player, you need to make something happen. And, he's not the only player who's been bad, let's be honest now. He's not been the only player bad for Liverpool. It's just, What do you think, man?
What has been bad for Liverpool, would you say?
I think the whole team is not really, like, even Mane is not really his normal self. And I think Liverpool actually rely a lot on that Mane drive. Although Salah scores lots of goals, I think when Mane is in form and Mane's got that drive and he's scoring goals as well as assisting, I think Liverpool actually play a lot better. Firmino as well. Firmino's not really playing as well as he's been.
Yeah, he's had a big drop off, isn't he?
Exactly, and they actually their counter press heavily relies on Firmino to lead that press, and I feel like he's not doing things as well. Losing Jota was really good.
He was on fire, wasn't he? Yeah.
He was scoring goals at every game. Losing him probably didn't help because the front three now don't have that competition. It's like, you've got to play well, you know what I mean? And then I don't think the young centre backs they've put in, who've come in, I don't think they've helped either. They've nowhere been near Van Dijk or Gomez. And Trent and Robertson aren't their normal selves as well, even when they go forwards. Like, Trent still tries to put a ball in, but you can see it's not, I don't know. I just think the whole team is not gelling. Like, something you can see, like, they're either that they're tired mentally because for past 4 years, Liverpool have been on top of their game, or, I don't know. I feel like they're just not them. They're not clicking. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Do you think Van Dijk would have made any difference? Because I actually think if Van Dijk was playing, there wouldn't have been any difference. I just think Liverpool are in a bad rut at the moment. And I think it goes from not just the players, but to the manager as well. They're saying like, Jurgen Klopp is actually going through stuff at the moment. With like pass, not able to go back to Germany. I think that would have affected the team mentality as well. So I just think it's just the player lacking. I think it's just the whole team in general. But I think the way Man City are going, Man City are taking advantage of, every other team misfortune at the moment. And they're doing it very well.
Yeah, 100%. I just think with Van Dijk, maybe defensively they could be a lot better. I just don't. Some of the goals I've seen them concede, like you see that goal they conceded, that Leicester Vardy goal when the goalkeeper and the centre back clashed. I think if Van Dijk was there, that would have never happened. Never would have happened because I think he would have been communicating with everyone and have said, keeper's ball or leave it to the centre back. And I felt like it was just a howler, miscommunication at the back there.
Yeah.
So I think in some of the goals I've seen, I think Van Dijk would have helped. And I just think he's a leader as well in that team. He's a big. I think since he's come in, he's sort of leads that back line, and he's vice captain to Hendo, the third vice captain to Milner as well. So I think they miss his leadership at the back there as well. But whether to say it would have been a big difference, I'd say they'd probably be in the top 4 if Van Dijk was there. But maybe the results still would be going a good result here and a bad result there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I pretty much agree really with what you just said. Yeah. Particularly with Trent. I mean, he had that stat, didn't he? I think a while ago, where he, like, given the ball away the most times in the Premier League game or something since. And it's crazy to think as well. Liverpool won. Was it 6? Oh no, sorry, they were 68 games or something like that, unbeaten at home, and then they just gone on lost 3 on a bounce. Like, it's nuts how this kind of stuff come about, isn't it? But yeah,
I think that mentality that they had, we want to win trophies. They've won it now. It's like we've got it. We've proven our point. They don't need to do it again. Like that long wait. It's like you're trying to get, I don't know, your crush, like the pengiest girl in the class, and you chase her for time, and eventually you get the girl. After you get the girl, whatever. Once you get the girl, then you relax in it. You just chill. You don't have that hunger. You don't have that drive. So I feel like that's what's happened with Liverpool. They've won Champions League. They've won Premier League. They are the best club in England. By far. They are the best club in England by far. So they don't have anything to prove. Well, obviously after this season, they're gonna raise a few questions. I thought they just dropped off because they're like, you know what, we've done it. We've got the trophy. We've proved the point. It's cool. So I don't think, maybe like another like 5 years, 8 years, maybe then they'll be hungry again. But they've eaten. They're good. They're good for now.
Yeah, I agree with that. To be fair, like, I think that long wait it's probably taken that they've won it now. So it's like there's always going to be a drop off in it. And also, like, when you win the league, you're that team everyone wants to beat.
Everyone wants to beat.
So, yeah. So that's why they always say it's harder to retain the league than it is to win it like the first time, just because it's just everyone wants to beat you after that.
That's true. Yes. What is the stats of I've managed to retain the league? I think the stats would be very low.
Yeah, not many teams do they? No.
Yeah.
I think there's only 3-4 teams which have managed to. So like there's United, Chelsea, and City. I don't think any other team has retained the league. 3.
Yeah, I think it is. It's 3. Yeah.
3 teams. So I think that shows how hard. Even back when in them times Chelsea started winning it. Only United also retained it at that time, and then ever since United retained it that 3 times, no other team has been able to do it since then, apart from City. So even back, so it's like the Premier League is like the top in it. I think it's sometimes actually harder to win the Premier League than the Champions League at times, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think, I just agree with what you guys are saying. Yeah, I mean, I think Liverpool will obviously they'll want to win the league, but I think, like Abdul was saying, it comes down to that hunger, isn't it? Like, if you're, no matter how much you want to do it, if you're not hungry for it, if you're not going to push yourself that extra little bit, then, it's impossible almost. It's kind of, I compare it, like, I suppose, like Conor McGregor in the UFC, like when he was up and coming, he was hungry, he was willing to probably have his face caved in so he can get to that fucking next level. Now he's a fucking almost fucking multi-millionaire. Now he's in that cage. If he's in a moment where potentially he can lose his eyesight when he's a fucking millionaire, he's gonna fucking bow out just there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like he ain't gonna go that extra step because he don't need to anymore. And it's like, I suppose when you're talking about Liverpool, it's a kind of like it's Robertson and Alexander-Arnold, because they were bombing down that flank last year, fucking flat out. This year, you almost don't see him doing it. And I don't know whether that's because Van Dijk's out and they're kind of a bit cautious with their centre-backs, whether it's just because they just don't have that extra bit in them to move forward. But I definitely feel the fullbacks of Liverpool are a big reason as to why they're not as good this year. But then maybe other teams have sussed them out. And I think I think as well, like you were saying around about the, teams do want to beat Liverpool this year. They're Premier League champions. They are going to up their game against the champions, and that's what usually happens. So yeah, I definitely agree really with all the points that everyone's kind of made.
Have you noticed as well, like even when Chelsea won it, like under Conte and Mourinho, for some reason the second season is like a big drop off. Apart from City maybe last year when they did have a big drop off, but they still finished second. Like it seems like after you win it, they go down even worse than the top four. It's like are teams actually lining up against them, or is it the mental capacity of winning the league taking the toll on the players that they can't go and re-energize and go again? What do you guys think?
I think that's exactly it. To be honest, is pretty much like every other thing in life. Once you're always like striving to like do something or win something. Once you win it, it's like what next? You gotta like that's exactly what happened to Liverpool. They won the Champions League, then they won the league. They couldn't win both at the same time. It's like and again once you've won it, it's like what next? What do I need to win next? There's no that drive is never usually there anymore. So I think that's what most happens to most teams. I think the only team that's been able to like still have that drive is when they have like such a manager that still pushes them, like Ferguson with Man United. When they have a manager that still tell them that like let's redo this again, let's retain this again, or a manager that basically say if you guys are not here to play, I'll buy new players in. Most teams they just fall off pretty much.
I think that's what Alex Ferguson was so good at, wasn't it? Was making sure his teams just kept wanting to win, kept being, the driving force. And then, like you were saying, if a player thought, I don't have the hunger in me anymore, he would just easily replace you. No matter who you were. He made sure his teams kept that hunger. But what about Tottenham, though, guys? Like, what do you think about Mourinho? Do you think to sack him or to keep him, or? I mean, they're on a pretty bad run of form. He was obviously brought in to win a trophy. I know he's got the Carling Cup final coming up, or whatever it's called, another Carabao Cup final. But I mean, their style of play is not great, is it?
I can't say what's wrong with Tottenham. Like, I don't get it. I don't get, because December time they were told the league. Playing all right. Kane picked up an injury, was out for a couple of weeks or whatever. But I don't know where the problem is. I don't know where the problem is. Like, I don't know.
It kind of goes back to that Kane thing you were saying about earlier, wasn't it? About when Kane's out the team, they're just,
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's one player. Okay, maybe you lose a couple of games here and there, but like such a drop in form is crazy. And for a manager like Mourinho, I think Mourinho's special time is over. Like
it's
a long time ago. I think what Mourinho now has got, he's riding on his name. It's like Liverpool fans before they won the league. Liverpool fans would always go on about when they used to like dominate Europe and dominate the Prem. Like Mourinho is just riding on his name. He's almost kind of like Arsene Wenger now, I suppose, isn't he? Well, when you think about riding on his name, or is he not that bad?
Do you know what's funny? John? You say that, yeah. Ever since Jose called Arsene Wenger success and failure, his results have plummeted.
Yeah,
plummeted.
But the thing is, he's won the league since then, though. He won the league with Chelsea.
That was a season he won the league, but after he won that league, it's gone downhill. It's gone downhill completely ever since he lost his job. Like. And I think sometimes it's like you need to choose your words wisely, and you can't speak to another manager like that, especially a respected manager in the game. We might all say, Wenger didn't win trophy for 15 years at Arsenal, but to keep on bringing that team to top four with the squad they had, that was actually success in a way. Do you know what I mean? That was success in a way. They weren't spending money like other teams were. They did not have like the world-class players other teams did, and they did well. So I thought.
Are you an Arsenal fan?
Sorry?
Are you an Arsenal fan?
No, I'm a Chelsea fan.
Okay.
I'm just praising Wenger because I like Wenger as a manager, and I do like Wenger. But because you think about, look at where Arsenal are now. and since Wenger's left, they've actually gone even worse than when Wenger
Yeah,
was
for
here.
sure.
That's actually the crazy thing, you know.
Yeah.
So Wenger was probably had the magic or was doing something there that was obviously keeping Arsenal at a decent level. But yeah, but I think Jose needs to reflect, and I think he needs to update his game a little bit, because I think he's stuck in his old ways. And like, for example, when Kane was injured, they've got a striker they've loaned from Benfica called Vinicius, and why is he not showing Vinicius some love and allowing him to, you know, get into the team and try and support the boys and fill a gap that Kane has left? I know you're not going to replace Harry Kane. You can't replace Harry Kane. He's irreplaceable for Spurs. But you know, you need to show love.
Show him that love, innit?
Yeah. Come on, you can do it whilst Kane's not here. Come on, or even put Bale. I don't know. I felt like he's relied on Son, and Son was not having a good time when he got put back up front, because I think he knew, he's like, we've got Vinicius who plays up front. Why don't we try him? You know, I don't know. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I almost get the impression with Mourinho, like it's almost as if like the player has to prove to him why he should start. You know what 100%. I mean? It's almost as if like you got to go out there, you got to. I don't know the way I see it. Like when I look at Pep Guardiola, he would kind of, I don't know. I'm obviously not in their dressing rooms or whatever, but the impression I kind of get is Pep would tell you, look, this is what I expect from you in the game, and this is what you should do. This is their weaknesses. Whereas I almost feel like with Mourinho, the players just got to kind of go out there on their own initiative and just kind of do what they do and just prove to him and work hard to prove to him to start him again kind of the week after. And I feel like it's a lot more personal, I suppose, with Mourinho, with his man management, with his players, than what it is, I suppose, like with a manager like Pep. I don't know, that's just the way I suppose I kind of see it. But
yeah, Mourinho does not like skillful players. He likes hard-working players.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you look at like Dele Alli, I suppose, you know, and he's a good player, but you know, just one little thing I suppose that annoys him about Ali is he can be a bit lazy, and then all of a sudden, like, he's frozen out of the team totally, you know, like. But I don't know. I like, if for example with Pep, I would have thought he would probably tell his player, look, I want you to do this a bit more, do that a bit more. You know, you can improve your game by doing this or that, and the player would hopefully learn from it. Whereas Mourinho just kind of, he almost holds a grudge against you to try to get you to kind of come back into the team, and it doesn't work. I don't think. Old school management for sure. Yes.
It's like I'll rub you up the wrong way, and see what your response is, innit? I want to see you respond to that.
I want to see. Yeah.
I don't know, Jose. I think modern day football. I think the players now are a bit. They're a bit more in tune with their feelings, and you know I think you need to find out what kind of motivates them a bit more nowadays.
Yes.
And again, that's what Sir Alex Ferguson was so good at, even back then, like how he treated Cantona compared to like maybe like someone like Giggs. You know what I mean? So it's like I think he needs to get in tune of trying to get to know his players and what motivates his players, how to get the best out of his players. But I don't know where Spurs will finish. They'll probably finish around 5th or 6th, probably.
I think they'll get Europa League. I think that'd be my prediction as well. I've got to say.
Also, don't forget they could win Europa League. Like, I think
they could.
A lot of people not saying that, but if he goes and wins Europa League, they get in the Champions League. You know,
that's the route to the Champions League. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's the thing, we're saying this about Mourinho, but he's also a proven winner. You know, no matter what, you know, when it comes to the big stages, Mourinho proves time and time again. So, as I said, I think Spurs could definitely win the Europa League, 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
And then people, people start saying something differently. They won't be saying that it was a failure at Spurs. They'll be like, oh, this is the first manager to win Spurs a trophy, a big trophy at that. We even remember anymore. We'll be like, oh, actually, Mourinho is a great manager. And that's what he made, a big moment like that.
That's what we need, You're
remember,
right.
You know, the quality that he has.
Yeah.
And I think what we'll see now, Mourinho will heavily focus on that Europa League now. I think because he knows...
I was going to ask, who do you guys say will be your top 4 in the Premier, and who do you think will win the...
Oh, nice questions. I was going to ask about the top 4 as well, but yeah. See, I'm going to go for Man City to win the league. I mean, they are flying away as it is. So I think that's kind of easy. Second is, I'm gonna, you know, I could be biased, I suppose, and go with United because I'm a United fan. But being honest, I think it's going to be between United and Liverpool for second. I can't say which way around it's going to be. I do think Liverpool will pick it up. And, you know, maybe it started already now with that Champions League win in the week. You know, they did look a lot better in that. So, yeah, I'm going to go for, I can't say which way, but United or Liverpool to be second or third. And my fourth, I'm going to go for Leicester.
Oh, you.
I'm going to leave out. Sorry, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Spurs fans, but I'm going to leave you guys out of this. I think.
Chelsea in the back. Nah, that's fair. That's fair.
But I've been really impressed with the way that Brendan Rodgers has done a fucking awesome job at Leicester. You know, and yeah, they do have a few. I mean, the thing is with Leicester, if they lose Vardy again, if they lose, you know, Maddison. I mean, they lost a few players towards the back end of last season. I think that's what really fucked them up. Really, that's why they, you know, didn't get there in the end. But I think this season, you know, I think they would be, especially with what we're seeing at the moment. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with them to be fourth. But I wouldn't write Chelsea off because obviously Tuchel's a new manager, and if they can get, you know, they can get their game going, then I think it probably will be a battle between those two. But I'm gonna go and say Leicester.
And who is it to win the Champions League?
Man.
Who do you think at the moment can win the Champions League?
Again, like on form, like I would. See, I don't know. I look in La Liga and I think, well, okay, like Barcelona and Real Madrid ain't really out. Obviously, Barcelona, they're going to be going out really to PSG. Bayern, I think, yeah, I think you're going to me, you're choosing between Man City, Bayern, or PSG. To put it out there, I'm going to go Man City again.
I agree with the Champions
League. Nice.
I think Pep will finally do it.
I agree. Top four for me. Yeah, City to win. I have to change because I thought Liverpool were going to win. Saying what a shame that was. City, United, Chelsea, and Liverpool fourth. And and Man City to win the Champions League. What do you think? What do you think, Danny? Or is it Dammy or Danny?
Dammy.
Dammy. How are you, man? Okay, so nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you. Yeah. I think for me, I'll actually go, Man City first. I think between United and Liverpool for second, and then Chelsea fourth. I think Leicester would drop points. Similar to last season, exactly what happened last season will happen this season. You know, I think Leicester will drop quite a lot of points toward the end of the season, especially if any of their big players get injured. I think that will just affect them. And then for Champions League, I actually think PSG will surprise a lot of people. I think Mbappe, this will be Mbappe's season to show people that he's the next big thing. And I think that's what he's going to try and prove, similar to what he did in the World Cup. So I think PSG has a very good chance to win the Champions League.
And Poch has got business to the Champions League as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, what a way for Poch as well to win his first trophy as well, like Champions League trophy. That'd be. Oh, damn, it's gone.
Yeah, Ish, what do you think, man? Ish, you're being quiet today, bro.
Man
City. It's because he's an Arsenal fan.
Man City is definitely winning. They've won it already. Yeah. Man City to win it. I love Leicester too much. I'm gonna say Leicester for second, man. I'm a hope they're gonna grind out them results, man. Because Man U's a bit shaky, so you've got a couple of big games coming up as well. So I'm looking for you guys to drop some points. Third, so second Leicester, third Man U. Fourth, you ready for this? Yeah. Fourth, you ready for this? West Ham for fourth.
West Ham.
Wow,
imagine. For fourth.
Wow. Okay.
Champions League. It's good. It's between City and Bayern for Champions League, man. City and Bayern for Champions League. It's pretty open. Like everyone's made a good point. Like PSG, this should be PSG season to win it. Same for Juve. But looking at overall performance, I'd say between City and Bayern, probably City, because Bayern hasn't been the same Bayern as last season or last two seasons. They've had a few shaky ones this season. So actually, City to win Champions League, City for Premier League, City for Champions League.
And I've got to ask you this as well.
I think Pep would leave on that. if I'm honest, I think Pep will be like, you know what?
Yeah.
Guys, I just started
I think he could. Yeah.
Champions League. Are you mad? I'm
Yeah.
gone, boy. Safe, yeah. Peace.
Are they still in the
Oh,
FA Cup as well? They are, aren't they?
Bro, they're in every competition, bro.
They're in everything. Yeah. So they could win all four. They could win all four.
Oh my god, bro. Do you know what?
dear.
Yeah, one thing. What I have to say. Yeah, you know, people talked about Pep won't be able to come to this league and do what he did at Barcelona, Bayern. But bro, I tell you, when a talented manager comes in, I think you can tell, bro. The way that City team plays football, the way they win games, it is. Do you know what? I think if I'm being honest, they're probably my favorite team to watch. I love Chelsea,
For
but
sure.
just watching football. Man City is a team I just enjoy. You sit back on the couch, you lie down, and you enjoy the game of football, bro. It's beautiful. It's actually beautiful.
It's just Pep Guardiola teams, isn't it? They're just fucking a joy to watch.
Did you that Gundogan goal against Spurs when Sanchez tried to head the ball on the floor?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That was, you just had to admire. I actually had to leave the room. That's how good it was. I left the room. I was like, the goalkeeper straight, Gundogan, the touch, the control, and the finish. It was beautiful. It is actually beautiful. And if Pep wins the Champions League, he would be going down as definitely one of the greatest managers of all time, if not the greatest. I think him and Fergie. I think Fergie for the longevity is definitely the top. But I think what Pep's gone and done and win City the first Champions League ever, I think it could be. But obviously that's a wishing game. We'll see what happens because Champions League can throw spanners in the works. You know what I mean? So let's not get too excited.
One of the criticisms I think Pep gets a lot of is that he inherits good teams, and he plays. He's inheriting a good team. So how good a manager is he? For me, I look at a Pep Guardiola team, and you can visibly see the difference when he is the manager of that team. You can see the difference through every single player on the field. The style of play, you can see it's a Pep Guardiola way of playing, and it's unique, and it's not like anything else. Like and the thing is as well, you look at him at Barcelona, and you had Dani Alves and Alba. Was it Alba? No, it might have been Abidal or something. Like they were bombing down the flanks. Okay, then all of a sudden he brought in the inverted fullbacks to all of a sudden then come into mid. He just invents new shit, and I fucking like it. He's an awesome manager, I reckon.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And do you know what? One thing I also say, the best managers and like the best players will always play for the best teams. No matter what.
Sure.
Same thing as people, I'm going to quickly bring in F1. When people say about, Lewis Hamilton's driving for the fastest team, whatever. The reason why he's driving for the fastest team is because he's the best driver on the grid. That's it. Simple as. You know what I mean? So it's just how it goes, bro. And the best always play for the best. Unless you're Bielsa, who has to go to a city and feel the atmosphere, see if you like being there, you're going to go to the best teams. But if Bielsa wanted to, all the teams would be like, Bielsa, come manage for us, man, because what he's doing for Leeds is also amazing, you know.
Awesome,
and you can tell, like the way they play, bro. It's about those guys play without positions. If you notice, their left wingers sometimes become left backs, and the left backs become wingers. The midfield, they're everywhere. It's amazing. It's actually amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Abdul, I've got to ask you this. No hard feelings though, but where do you think Arsenal are going to end up finishing the league?
I want to say eighth, man. Eighth. Yeah, eighth. We're hit and miss, isn't it? We're hit and miss. It's not like we're in a good form to be like, for the rest of the season we're gonna ride at that form. We're hit and miss right now, and everyone's doing decent. Imagine West Ham. West Ham is pushing for top 4. I think they've got a game in hand, and they are a point behind Chelsea. So if they win the next game, they're into top 4 like that. You've got Everton up there as well. Okay, they in great form.
Aston Villa doing well.
Exactly, like you've got everyone above us is just it's too long. It's too long for a gap for us to like close. So I'll say eighth. But hopefully we can do a madness in Europa and try and get a sneak into the Champions next season.
Yeah.
Eighth, man. Eighth.
Kind of strange, especially when you won the FA Cup. last year, and it looked like Arsenal were turning the corner, and they'd beaten. It wasn't just like they'd beaten someone bad in the final. They beat Man City, didn't they? They beat Liverpool. Is it Man City, Liverpool? You beat two teams.
Yeah, but then that goes back to my earlier point. A lot of last season,
Or was it
of
United?
goals was coming from Oba, but obviously since he's had his goal drought, we've struggled. So that's what I mean by like you can tell some teams rely heavily on a player. So hopefully next season, because Saka's popping up, his confidence is through the roof. He's doing that.
Saka's done very well. Yeah.
Smith Rowe is pretty sick. Tierney, if we can keep him keep him fit. For next season, we should be all right. Like we've got young players who are ready to play. We're like hungry for it. So hopefully next season we're gonna be a different team. But that's Arsenal saying next season. So
yes, been being said now for the last 10 years, isn't it? The kind of thing.
But yeah, man.
But you do have a young team there, and if you can, and I think Arsenal's biggest problem is trying to keep the players there, especially when they become superstars and good. Because they often then start to look elsewhere and go to other teams, and you can't hold down that foundation you were trying to build like in the first place. And that's
but I think Arteta's mentality is different now. Like he's trying to build an all-round young squad.
Yeah.
If you look at the previous managers, they're trying to build like one or two players around the current squad, around like professional players with experience. But Arteta is going different. Arteta wants to bring all of them together, and I feel like. Because a lot of them has come through academy, and a lot of them have got that chemistry together. That's gonna help, like win stuff. That's gonna understand each other better. So I feel like definitely next season we would definitely pushing for like something a bit more serious in this season. This season just like okay, what can everybody do? What's your possibility? What's your potential? Like if you're looking at someone like Pepe, I think Pepe is our most expensive player. So yeah, if someone like Pepe is on the bench, like that tells you a lot. So if he's gonna drop Pepe for what's his name, Martinelli, or for Saka, then that tells you a lot. And if the young players are gonna see this, if they're seeing that, we've got a shot. All we've got to do is play our best. Then I feel like definitely next season we are definitely coming with a bang. So watch out for next season. Yeah, Arsenal top 4, maybe top 2.
I hope you man don't get too gassed this time.
I think he's on about the group stages of the Europa League.
At the start of the season, bro. Everyone was on cloud 9, bro. Everyone was like, Arsenal, but we're gonna finish top 2, you get me? That's what we're gonna do.
You know what? This season, out of the last 10 seasons, this season has been the maddest season so far. So I don't mind chilling in 10th or 8th, man, because again, you've got West Ham, you've got Everton, you've got Aston Villa pushing for top 4, and that's mad. You've got teams like Liverpool being humbled, man, and you've got what Leeds. This is Leeds' first season, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got a team like Leeds like coming in and just proving that
it's almost just like a fuck it mentality, Leeds.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, come on, let's just go and play, bro.
This season has been a fuck it season, man. Like it's everyone wants it. Everyone wants it. I don't know who started that. I don't know what's the cause of that, but everyone wants it and everyone's going for it. So I think it's the youthfulness, because a lot of these teams are youthful now. Youthful homegrown players. Like if you look at the teams that are actually doing it, that are actually pushing, there's a lot of youthful teams. So I feel like that's making a difference. And I'll put
what about all the fans though that in the stadium? That's got to have an impact, right?
Oh, that's a good point.
100%.
That's a good point. Ooh.
The fans have been up, that's why a lot of teams aren't winning at home, because of the fans. You're actually having a better away record than a home record because of the fans. Because there's no fans. Quite mad.
So what should we say? No more fans then? No fans at stadiums no more. Let's make the game take away.
I think if the fans are there, it makes the game even more raw and beautiful. Like you just like the noise of the fans there. It's just you can't beat that, innit? You can't beat that.
No, you can't. You can never beat
that. You can never beat the sound of the fans. And I'm sure the players, the managers, they all miss that, because they, the teams. It's like they can be the 12th man, innit? for every team, your home ground. If your fans are really good, they can be like the 12th man for you and really, really change a big result. Could be 2-0 down and all of a sudden you win 3-2 just because the fans are getting behind the team, you know. That sort of stuff. That's what we miss.
So what? So you're saying yes to the fans? Are you saying yes to VAR as well, or?
I think VAR, I would not blame the technology. It's how the technology is being used is what I blame. And I think it's a bit like, I just don't think the technology is being used right. That's why I think VAR. Like, for example, the offside. If you can clearly see someone's offside, just flag. You don't need to let them keep on playing on because you've seen it. You know, soon there's going to be a big injury or something bad will happen because of that offside thing. If you can see that someone's off, just flag. There's no the technology is there to correct decisions. If you can see the decisions correct with your own eyes, you don't need to use the technology. If you're not, the way I'm saying, if you're not sure, if it's really close and you're not sure, that's fair enough. Let it play, and then you can look at the VAR. I just feel the technology is not being used right. That's my personal opinion. Don't know about you guys.
No, yeah, I agree. Yeah, didn't Van Dijk get injured early on in the season through something like that when Pickford come out?
Pickford.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he was offside or something. Like when Pickford kind of fly kicked him and obviously done what he's done. But I have to have a look at that. But I'm pretty sure he might have been offside or something. And basically what Pickford had done had no kind of impact on the, on the state of play anyway. So I think if I'm right.
So if that caused Van Dijk to be out for the rest of the season, you see, it doesn't make sense that it doesn't make sense that we do that if he's seen that it's offside. You know what I mean? I think it's a bit. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Ish?
I feel like it's a bit, we're relying on it a bit too much. Like you said it rightly at the start, use your eyes first and then use that for just confirmation. But I feel like we're getting to a point where every decision, every little fool, every little his shirt is off, we gotta scrutinize, we gotta look it through. And what baffles me is a lot of the times the decisions are wrong. And I'm like, how you got this technology, you got how many officials watching it, and you're still gonna come out and say something is a foul or something is not a foul. Plus, I think the beauty about football is that if your team suffers because of a bad decision, that makes you. It gives, as a fan, you're more vexed. You're more it just makes football more raw. You know what? So if it was, let's say Liverpool, let's say Man U Chelsea now. Chelsea lost the game because Man U got a dodgy a penalty that was never a penalty. Next time Man U and Chelsea face, you're gonna have that grudge. You're gonna want to take revenge. But then when you're calling out VAR, it's like, okay, cool. VAR is just making things a bit more crispy, a bit more soft. Like VAR is just softening things. And football ain't soft, man. Football's really got a bad rep enough, compared to rugby. You chat to people about sports, and they're like, nah, football's for worse. So I feel like VAR is killing football, man.
It's made it worse, isn't it? And I think as well, what VAR has also done is actually made the refereeing a lot worse. I feel like I see these referees these days, and we're thinking, like, me and my friends would be sitting there watching the game, we're going, what kind of refereeing is this? It's shocking. The standards have gone down for refereeing as well. And I think it's because, like you're saying, they're relying on that. They're relying now on the technology. It's like, I've got the technology behind me anyway. It's like you actually almost stop reffing the game properly. So
it's kind of becoming a bit lazy, isn't they?
And they need to start cracking down on these players. Like what is she saying about making these people look like wusses? Like players who just make the most out of things to try and get other players carded and red carded. They actually need to stand down on that. To stop that stuff. That's how you raise the standards of the game. And you stop people going, oh, my face hurts, when you haven't been hit in the face, bro. When someone's missed your face by 2 meters, and they're like, oh, my face, trying to get them red carded. Like, what? What are we doing? Let's play the game, man. I see what you mean. And I think obviously because the players know it's there, they kind of use that to their own advantage, innit? And that's why you get people faking being injured or faking being hurt. I'm not saying all the time they are, but it's quite a lot of the times you do see people faking injuries, and it's like, come on, just carry on, man. Let's go. We're playing footy here.
So there's a lot of work to be done in football then. So racism, footballers being soft, extortionate prices for players. Well, that's what I think anyway. Like there's a lot of work to be done in football. Because if we carry on like
body then, isn't it?
huh?
That's the next podcast then you're saying there, bro.
Hey, if you wanna jump on, man, let's jump on. What would you change about football? Let's make that next one. If we change anything about football, what are you gonna change? Let's hop on that, man.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. And we'll do a England one as well before the Euros, because that'd be cool to discuss. Like, especially you look at that right back position, man. Alexander Arnold, Wan-Bissaka, Reece James. Like I was saying, like shit, we won't discuss it now.
Reece
But
James is not in the chat. Reece James is not in the chat for right back. I'm sorry to say.
no, you're not a big fan of him.
Nah, a lot of
You're
improvement.
not. Oh, mate, I like Reece James from what I've seen of him, but
let's save that one for the.
We'll save that. Yeah.
Euros,
Yeah,
the
definitely.
Euros, yeah.
Definitely.
Want to say thank you very much, man. I want to say thank you very much for coming through, all of you, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to be on it. Yeah.
Well, at least we know we've got two more. So we've got Euros one and we've got what do you think about football. So if any of y'all want to hop on that, then we can pattern that one.
Yeah. If I'm free, bro, I'll hop on for that, bro.
Yeah, same here.
I appreciate, man. Y'all stay blessed and enjoy your weekend, man.
Yeah, it's been good talking to you guys.
Yeah, it's been good meeting you, man. Yeah. Bless up, lads. Yeah.
In the bit.
Peace out, lads.
Yeah. Stay safe.
All right. Thank you very much, people. Thank you very much. That's another one done. We're gonna keep them coming. And again, don't forget what I said. If you like what you're seeing, subscribe to the thing, like it, share it. If there's anything you want us to talk about or you want to talk about, you want to come on and join us, it's open. It's open to everybody. It's open to anybody. We talk about everything, anything. So stay tuned. We've got lots more coming. Check us out on our Spotify as well. We got music for you, man. We've got music for everybody. But yeah, I want to thank you again. If you watch the whole thing, if you watch part of it, if you skip through to the end, just the fact that you're here, man. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.